Hello. Just for your information, Offie, your little laugh has been heard by everyone.
It's not like I have any other laughs. Wait. Wait, is that real laugh or
No, your little small.
Little, oh, small. Okay,
Small.
yes. And I don't know. I heard real. And
No,
I'm like,
little,
yeah,
little.
That's
Small.
little. Yes.
Very small.
I was laughing at Beatrice falling off the cliff. Oops.
Well,
that's a little oopsie.
by the way, hello.
By the way, hi.
I'm PixelBit, and this one up here is
Fukuro desu, Ofi desu, hi.
Okay, so we are here, and we're continue. We're gonna continue chapter 3. As said.
Ooh. Yes, what happened last time in Umineko?
Well, Beatrice died somehow.
Yes. Somehow.
But she's not dead.
Homunculus are real.
It's literally the Ice Age 3 meme. I died, but I survived. Literally, it's literally that meme.
Apparently, Rosa had met Beatrice in a secluded mansion hidden in the woods called Coadorian.
Yeah.
And she tried taking this Beatrice out of Coadorian, but failed when Beatrice fell off a cliff and died.
Well, climbing a cliff with a dress.
In a gown.
And heels, probably. Not really a good idea.
Yes.
But
Yes, I can confirm about the heels.
Heels?
I can
Okay.
confirm the heels.
So,
yes.
I mean, with a dress like that, it would make sense to have heels. So,
Not a great idea,
not
Rosa.
actually a very good idea. Now that I think about it, I also noticed something. I don't know. I noticed that Beatrice, in the, let's call it the human version, okay?
Yes.
She got her dress. A normal dress.
Yes.
So the options are two. One, Kinzo actually took the Beatrice's dress after before imprisoning her in the Homunculus body, or he actually made a dress exactly that the one she had. Actually asked someone to make a dress exactly like the one she had. Precisely.
Hopefully it's the second one, because the first one is creepy as hell.
That's what I was. That was the point. Yeah,
That was the point. Yes, creepy Hinzo is back at it again.
But I mean,
hopefully it's the second
I mean, it's still creepy, because if you think about it, someone said no to your proposal, and what do?
Oh yeah, let's imprison her for life, eternity.
Yeah. So, talk about being delusional.
Yeah, just a tiny bit.
Yeah. So, by the way, Rosa found Beatrice there. They tried to climb a cliff. Not a good idea. Beatrice fell down and died. But actually, she's not dead, because that was like her imprisoned soul in an homunculus body.
Inside of the body.
And so she was like human. And then after dying, her soul was got free. And now she's back to being herself, actually.
Yes.
So yeah.
That's what we understand.
Anything else to say? I don't think so.
Nope.
Okay.
We can start. I have one specific scene that I would like to see soon, but I am not sure if it's here, and I'm dying so hard.
Yeah, we finished just after that scene.
Yes.
そういうことだ。そなたを嘲笑するためにこの姿を取るが、本来は蝶たちの姿でいた方が 魔力的には楽なのだ。
Hi, Mikhail. Thank you for the lurk.
Hi.
Mm-hmm.
無理しねえで楽な格好で嫌がれよ。
Yep.
ムカつく笑い声を聞かずに済むぜ。
There we go.
Totally not a purpose laugh.
森に紛れたわらわを探し出すことなど、もはや金蔵には不可能なこと。だが、金蔵も指を加えているわけ。しかし、わらわを捕らえる方法はすぐに用意はできぬ。そのため、まずはわらわをこの島から逃さぬ方法。そして、わらわが力を取り戻すことがないよう。
Ah, the mirror.
手を打て。
Probably.
やれやれ。とにかく金蔵の執念深いことと言ったら、想像あれに惚れられるのもなかなかに辛いものだぞ。
蝶になったお前を逃がさない方法？なんだよ。森全体に蚊帳でも張っとってのか？
うん。それを魔法的に行ったの。そなたは知っておるか？船着き場の先の洋上に岩礁が浮かび、そこに
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about.
祠があること。
The shrine
ああ、
and the mirror
今
thing.
年はなくなってたけどな。昔修験者が作ってったとかいう祠なんだろ。
六軒島は元来歪みのある島でございます。お嬢様もそんなうちのお一人でございましょうね。紅茶のおかわりはいかがですか？
いただこうぞ。それらは人間たちに害をなし、おそらく数々の不気味なる伝承を残してきたである。それを聞きつけた東洋魔術師が古代に設けたのがあの祠なのだ。長い時間を経てその力は失われておった。金蔵はそれを修復することで島の結界を蘇らせ、わらわを再び。
西洋魔女のお前に東洋の魔法なんて通じるのかよ。
本来は相性が悪い。しかしわらわを封じたいという目的においてはある意味都合が良かっただろうな。
Okay, this actually reminds me, do you know about Ushio and Tora?
I heard about it, but
Okay.
I don't know much.
It's basically a manga all about yokai and Japanese folklore and all stuff like that. It's basically the story of this boy who find in the hidden basement of his house, he finds this lens stuck. Basically, there's this demon creature, tiger looking like, stuck on his wall because it was impaled by a lance, basically.
Oh, okay.
So he frees him because he needs the lance to fight another demon, and they become like partners in the end, for one reason or another. The thing is, there is an episode, let's call it an episode, more than one chapter, let's say, a story, about a vampire, like a vampire from the West.
Okay, okay.
Okay. And Eastern magic actually worked on the vampire.
Oh, that's cool.
Because it was basically saying, okay, so folklore, spirits, and the same magical creature from the West are basically the same thing, but in two different parts of the world. But basically they are the same thing.
Oh, I mean, that makes sense.
And that actually would make sense. By the way, that's why that reminded me of that.
Understandable.
西洋魔術であれば心得がある。どのような結界であっても何かの手が打てたであろう。
The first time that I read
東
this,
洋魔術は専門外よ。
I found this kind of concept kinda not really unique but refreshing to see. because it's basically all together. There is no discrimination against magic in this.
Yeah, but I mean it makes sense because but she's more like a Western
Witch.
image of a witch that you could think
Yes.
of. Not really. I mean, is there an equivalent in Japanese folklore of a witch?
Probably so, but I wouldn't know.
Not that I know, actually. I mean, there are, but not directly a witch, let's say. Because a witch usually has been seen like a negative
Oh yeah.
image. So I don't really know.
わらわが飲まんとするスープに対し、スプーンではなく箸を与えられたようなものだ。
東洋魔術が強く支配する空間では、西洋魔術はひどくただでさえ1000日はかけたであろう力を取り戻す時間をさらに長くかけねばならなかったのです。
それで、約20年かけて魔力を取り戻し、今こうして蘇ったって言いたいのか？
辛く長い年月であった。わらわは黄金の蝶の姿のまま長く日々を送り、どのように仕返しをしてやろうか、それを思案することだけを日々の楽しみに生きてきた。わらわにとって幸運だったのは、その金蔵はわらわを探し出し、捕らえるあらゆる秘術にことごとく失敗、人間に起こせる奇跡の数などたかが知れている。わらわをあれだけ長く捕らえていただけでも十分に身に過ぎた奇跡だ。そう何度も捕らえられてはたまらぬわ。
じいさまが前のゲームだかで言ってたな。魔法は確率的奇跡に宿る。
Ah, yeah, that thing.
どうよ。
金蔵はわらわを再び捕らえる秘術を探るうちに、そこに、そして13人の生贄を捧げ、
Ah, and that's the episode.
わらわを
Okay.
再び蘇らせる儀式をついに
I mean, it's more or less like you can imagine that, like the epitaph part. I mean, to revive where Akinzo did the epitaph and all that.
それが魔女の碑文、生贄の歌でございます。第1の番に6人、第2の番に2人、そして第4の番から第8の番にかけて合計13人の生贄を捧げる禁じられた儀式。その生贄はランダムに決められ、儀式を執り行う金蔵自身も例外にはなりません。
バカや、この島で起こったあの凄惨な殺人が全部おかしな儀式だって言うのかよ。
Yep.
Good morning, Butler.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you prefer to read?
Sure. I had a vague idea that this might be the case. But I couldn't just hear that it was true from a witch and a demon and say, oh, really? And accept it.
I mean, understandable.
六軒島には18人、13人が生贄に捧げられ、5人だけが生き残る。そしてわらわは蘇る。つまり、金蔵がわらわに再び会える確率は、だいたい3分の1といったところか。その確率に自らの命を落とし、残りわずかな寿命の最後の一瞬に、わらわとの再会。
そのふざけた儀式のために俺たち親族が集められたってのかよ。
Yes.
ふざけやがって。
I mean, Butler, the Skinzo looks like he cares about his own family.
Family.
I mean, did you never notice? Just saying.
Anything weird? I mean, he's been absent for 10 years?
6.
6 years, sorry.
いい加減なことを抜かすんじゃねえ。
But I mean, he should have noticed when he got there.
Yes, I think so.
You may not know from the past years, but when you're there
pretty clear
and,
now.
and you see that your grandfather is never getting out of his office, you can get an idea like that.
Yes.
もとより契約の通りだ。金蔵の生を終え貸し与えた黄金と、そして金蔵が生み出した財産のすべてをわらわがもらい受ける。金蔵には散々に英雄を飲ます。今となってはこの1000年でも稀な時間だった。何しろ魔女の天敵は退屈。それから逃れることのできる数十年間を提供した金蔵には、なるほど、それも含めて借りがあるやもしれぬ。
Okay.
わらわは金蔵のゲームに乗る。そしてまず金蔵は後ろ宮家当主の指輪をわらわに返却する。
Okay, that we
わらわ
know.
の黄金で復興させた家だからな。そして13人の生贄を決まん。そしてその過程でお前たちが右往左往わらわに立ち向かおうと様々な人間模様を見せてくれること。わらわはこの金蔵のゲームを実に気に入っている。
そんな魔法話は絶対信じねえぞ。じゃあお前は誰なん？お前は崖から転落して死んだんだろうが、魂が抜け出して蝶になって森へ？そんなのあるわけねえだろうが。だがお前はここにいる。誰だってんだ？お前こそが19人目じゃねえのかよ。
そうであるな。わらわこそが19人目であろうな。
I see the point here. If he admits that she's a 19 person, he must admit that magic is real because she's actually dead.
だがダメだぜ。全然ダメだ。
Ole!
この六軒島に19人以上の人間は存
There
在
we
し
go.
ない。
There we
Let's
go.
fucking go!
なんだと？ってことは18人プラス X の X は存在しない。
Well, you could say that X is 0, so...
Yes, but it doesn't exist.
X は存在しないってのかよ。
Congratulations, Butler!
Yeah.
そういうこと
Fucking
になり
run
ます
away.
Yeah. Ronovet did all of this definitely on purpose.
実にご愁傷さ。しかしお嬢様も手がお早い。もう少し泳がせて最後にひっくり返すものとばかり思っており。さてバトラス様、紅茶のおかわりはもう結構ですか？
いらねえよチキショー。俺は信じないぞ。18人の中に犯人がいるわけねえ。19人目が存在しないってんなら、お前は18人の誰かの変装だって言うのかよ。
そなたにとって18人の誰かを疑うことが最後の逃げ道。しかしわらわはここからが難しいのだ。そなたはなりふりさえ捨てれば18人もの人間を自在に犯人に仕立て上げられる。その18人の駒をくぐり抜け、わらわを認めさせチェックメイトに至るのは実に難しいことよ。
そんなことするもん。18人の誰も疑いたくない。またここに追い込まれちまったのか。チクショーチクショーチクショー。
三度に及んだそなたとのゲームもいよいよ終盤戦のようではないか。
Beatrice, I have not a great news for you. There are still how many? 5 more chapters.
5 more, yeah. I mean, so... I don't think you're gonna win this one. Just saying.
もう逃げ場はないぞ。
I don't know how, because I cannot see... I mean... If Battle doesn't want to take the approach, one of the 18 is the culprit. I don't know how it would come out of that, but... We'll see.
お前の大好きな18人を疑いたくないだろう。わらわがそれをかぶってやるぞ。
Battle. I have an idea. Say that it was Eva, and then Call it a day. Just in.
なのになぜわらわを拒むのか。序盤は本のように、中盤は魔術師のように、そして終盤は機械のようにさせとな。これより詰めるぞ。ゆっくりじっくり確実にな。いや、それともそなたにふさわしく一気に畳みかけるのが良いのか。そなたにはそれが似合うだろう。すでにそなたの苦手とする攻め方も知り抜いておるわ。
But one could say also the opposite, that he knows the attacks you're weak at.
Oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Is it the scene that you were talking you wanted?
Please. Please, game. Please, I'm waiting.
Is this it?
It could be.
It could
be.
Okay.
It could be. This is just the usual transition. with
Yeah. Where you see
where they are.
everyone where they are, what they're doing.
Oh god, I'm waiting.
Okay,
so
yeah,
bad.
they're under there. Okay, that's the ring scene and all of that. Boom, bam, boom. Okay, talking about money.
As always.
As always. A lot of money, right? I don't know what they were saying, but I can hear the conversation. Even if I don't know the art, I can hear the conversation there. Eva and Natsui, I can hear the conversation by expression.
I was about to say that screenshot is amazing.
Beatrice! No? Okay, I wasn't actually expecting it. Oh, Beatrice! No? Okay. Strange. Ah! Okay, I got an achievement. It says.
What is it called?
It says it's 0. It's midnight basically. Now we can begin.
Okay. That makes sense. Please, game. I think it's here. If it's here, I'm gonna scream.
Okay.
I think it's here.
Prepare your ears, guys.
Oh my god, please! No!
It's not?
I think it's around here.
Okay.
It should be in the first night.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
いずれにせよ、わしに残されたわずかの命をトスに値する実に楽しい宴よ。
In his dimly lit study, occasionally brightened by lightning, Kinzo kept mumbling and laughing to himself. On the antique clock with the intricate design that had been sitting on his desk, the two overlapping hands tilted to the right and began to slide. The measure of time that counted up to 24 had returned to 0 and had begun to count back again.
時の刻みとは残酷なものよ。 24を数えるために1日をかけてたどり着き、そして再び0に戻る。23時59分までは、しかし24時にたどり着くことはできたのだろうか。たどり着けず再び0時に戻ったと考えれば、それはなんとも虚しいことよ。
But perhaps a person's life is the same. You live, aiming for a perfect 24, and in the instant you reach it, you return to 0. People will probably praise the departed, saying that he did reach 24, but he most certainly did not. In the end, he's a 0.
わしは違うぞ。わしは生きて24に
Yes. Okay.
そここそが黄金鏡。ベアトリーチェの住処なのだから。
Well, I feel like that's never gonna happen, but okay.
Kinzo had been fumbling around with some tarot cards for some time. It looked as though he was trying to divine his own luck with a contest, doing it over every time he didn't like the result. The most forbidden action in tarot reading is trying to predict the same thing twice. To do so ridicules the results of fortune telling, and also desecrates those being higher than humans that give revelations through the tarot cards. However, Kinzo knew. Tarot cards shouldn't be used twice because, since they're nothing more than a random number generator, reading them twice will naturally cause a different result to appear. Therefore, reading them twice was only forbidden to preserve the mystique of tarot cards' result. However, that didn't mean that Kinzo didn't take tarot reading seriously. Kinzo's interpretation of tarot reading was done in a completely different way. That was to repeat the reading over and over, without giving up in the slightest, until he reached the result most favorable to him. The mark he set for this most favorable result would vary, but when he demanded the most favorable results in a strictly literal sense, it was the same as a simple roulette of luck, where he sought an arithmetic miracle. However, Kinzo used miracles of numbers as the basis of his magical power, so this functioned perfectly well as a magical ritual. In other words, until the result he desired appeared perfectly, he would strive to repeat the tarot readings over and over with conviction, turning the feelings of his heart into prayers, so that when they reached the heavens, they would be sublimated into results.
Okay, so basically saying, okay, no, I don't like this. I want this other one until it comes out.
Yeah. This was Kinzo's personal magic interpretation. Therefore, even though Kinzo's tarot cards were no different for those generally used, the way in which they were used was completely different.
今宵は思い通りにならぬな。
Kinzo stopped his hands for a second. He seemed not to be getting the results he wanted. On the contrary, bad cards that shouldn't show up so often appeared repeatedly, and continued to interfere with the miracle Kinzo wished for.
そういうことなのか。
Kinzo seemed to have received some revelation that was different from normal. But, judging by the unlucky cards scattered across his desk, it was difficult to imagine that the omen had been a good one. For a while, Kinzo closed his eyes tightly, pondering something. Then, as the thunder roared, he made up his mind about something, took the telephone receiver and dialed.
わしだ。源氏はおるか。至急だ。
Okay. I don't really get. I don't really get
In
what.
front of the
Sorry,
yes?
I don't really get what Kinzo did with the telephone and all that. I guess it's gonna be explained later.
He just called Genji.
Yeah, that I understand, but why I mean, it just said, "Oh no, my tarot set back. Kenji, come here immediately." It's not like you can change your tarot deck or anything. So it didn't make much sense.
I need more green liquid. I need more absinthe.
Probably, I mean, definitely. But it said something urgent, so I don't know. We'll see, I guess.
In front of the entrance hall, Shannon's once burning face had been cooled off by the frigid air. She had thought that George's proposal would surely come sooner or later. It wasn't as though she hadn't prepared herself mentally, and she had answered by nodding. Had she been reckless because of her youth? Should she have thought about her future more seriously? I wonder if my immediate reply made him think I'm a cheap girl. If I'd at least waited until tomorrow morning, would that at least have shown him I was taking this seriously?
Girl, calm down. I mean, what you would have preferred saying no?
No, I don't think so.
So I think he's happy that you said yes, but whatever.
Now that she'd already received the ring from George, Shannon kept fidgeting in embarrassment. I should have done this, I should have done that. As she did, she heard the sounds of footsteps splashing through puddles. Oh my god, please game! Shannon immediately chased away the emotion welling up inside her. No.
Not what you expected?
No, I think it's coming, but it's not here. She grew stiff, thinking she'd surely be scolding for spending too much time in her secret lovers meeting with George.
But instead,
シャノ、親方様が至急書斎へ急ぐ。
はい。一体何事なの？
yeah, good question.
不吉な予感がするってさ、自分で儀式を起こしておいて都合のいい話さ。
Okay.
大田に気取られぬよう裏から入る。
Canon saying real things, by the way.
Yes.
足音に気をつけ。
From the back, there's a secret entrance.
姉さん、注意して。姉さんは賑やかだから。
They said that there was a secret, not really secret door, but a door from behind, like in the boiler room.
To Kinzo's.
No, I think they're just taking.
Going outside from and then inside from the back garden. Okay.
I think so. I'm not too sure.
I clicked by mistake.
Yes. Karan was especially good at hiding his footsteps, just like a cat. He was able to suddenly be there without anyone noticing and leave in the same way. For example, even though he stepped in puddles, the sound he made was far smaller than that of the rain hitting them.
I mean, it's probably it's as heavy as a piece of paper, so I mean.
Genji also had abilities of that kind. Or rather, the servants called furniture were supposed to be like that.
Oh, that's okay, Mikael. Don't worry. If you have to go, everyone got his own things. Thank you for passing by. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night. Servant called furniture is supposed to be like that. Okay.
Just like how desks and closets go unnoticed by members of the family, the servants also had it as a great virtue to just suddenly be there whenever they were needed. Okay, I got it. Compared to that, Shannon's footsteps were still strongly asserted themselves. She was also trying to hide her footsteps. But compared to Kanon and Genji, well, you could say she was a little more boisterous. Eventually, they reached the back door, and the three of them entered the mansion. Immediately, they thought they felt something. It was different from a sense of smell, and it seemed to hit the depths of their noses. This hard-to-describe sensation, which you might call a sixth sense, allowed them to perceive that something was different than usual.
源氏様。
急ぐぞ。
That sensation made it feel as though a tense something was pressing in around them. Realizing that, the three of them dashed up the stairs, heading for Kinzo's study while still hiding their footsteps. When they dashed up the stairs, that smell of sweet poison particular to Kinzo's study reached their noses.
Okay, so it wasn't that.
いかがなさいましたか、源氏様。
結界が死んでいる。
After hearing Canon's words, she looked at the door to the study.
The scorpion?
A scorpion pattern was engraved on the doorknob.
So it's still there?
A powerful ward against magic. The final barrier which protected Kinzo himself. It had been broken. Of course, there was no change to the doorknob that the eye could see. However, those who could understand things people couldn't perceive were able to recognize that a dramatic change had occurred.
親方様、親方様、源氏でございます。ここをお開けください。
Genji called in this way after knocking several times, but there was no answer from the study.
He's dead.
シャノン、背中を守れ。カノン、室内を探れ。
はい。
Canon put his ear against the door, searching for a presence inside the study. To protect the backs of the pair watching the door, Shannon faced the other way, ready for the unexpected.
親方様はいらっしゃられるはずですが、静かすぎます。
ご無事だということか。
いえ、静かがすぎます。
まさか、そんな。
He's dead.
親方様、扉を失礼させていただきます。
Genji pulled a gold key out of his pocket. It was the only key to the study that existed, other than the one Kinzo held. He stuck it in the keyhole and turned it heavily. At first glance, it seemed to prove that it was a sturdy lock. However, now that the barrier had been destroyed, this door might as well have been left open, from the viewpoint of anyone with magical power. The heavy sound just now meant the door had now been opened even for humans.
失礼いたします。
As Genji respectfully bowed his head, and Kanon's sense of tension grew tighter, and Shannon trembled, they entered the study. They immediately discovered Kinzo's figure. He was sitting on the reception sofa, so that his back faced them. Genji noticed the person sitting across from him and again bowed deeply. Kanon also noticed that person, but he didn't bow his head.
Across from Kinzo, okay, not from Genji, okay.
He stood in front of Shannon and spread out his arms, blocking the way to her.
There's Beatrice there, okay, it's clear.
So without even seeing that person's face, Shannon already had a good idea of who it was.
お越しでございました、ベアトリーチェ様。
源氏か。なかなかに早いな。やはり家具は主の呼びかけに素早く答える方が良い。こやつとは大違いだ。
ロノエ様もお越しでしたか。
Oh, he knows about Ronove.
Genji directed his greetings towards the thin darkness behind and to the right of Beatrice, where there shouldn't have been anything. Even Kanon and Shannon would have never imagined that someone was there. However, the darkness responded immediately and praised Genji's eyesight.
相変わらずさすがです。だいぶの久しぶりになりますね。それにしても老けましたね。
Wait. Is Genji a demon as well? That would make sense. Okay.
Would it?
I said that would make sense.
I see.
充実した日々を過ごしております。ロノエ様におかれましても、ますます充実されております。
Hi Astra, hello.
お見受けいたします。
Hi, hi.
ええ、おかげさまです。そしてシャノンも久しぶりですね。君は随分と美しくなった。そして随分と強くなったようですね。良いことです。
ありがとうございます。
姉さん、あいつは一体。
Ah, that's okay, don't worry.
カノン君とは会うのは初めて。私はベアトリーチェ様の家具頭を任されておりますロノ源氏さんの古い馴染みですよ。あなたと同じに私も家具です。使える主は異なりますが。
I'm eating a dango. Wait.
I can read, don't worry. I read. Eat. Don't worry. The tense color disappear from Canon's face in the slightest. Depending on the master furniture served, they might be kind or brutal or anything else. If this person claimed to be furniture serving the hated Beatrice, then he must be despicable as well.
わらわもすっかり嫌われたものだ。坊主憎ければ今朝までなんとかとはよく言ったものよ。
Beatrice openly sneered at Canon's 8-field face. Then Canon finally realized. Beatrice and Kinzo were having a chess game across the reception table. But Kinzo hadn't even quivered. He was holding his head with both hands, his eyes closed tight, and contemplated his next move. Or was he in anguish, or was he dead?
Okay, got it.
わらわが金蔵に伝えたのは良い知らせと悪い知らせだった。良い知らせは儀式を終えずしてわらわと再会できる幸運を。悪い知らせは金蔵が儀式の一番最初の生贄に選ばれてしまったことだ。こればかりはわらわにもどうしようもない。実に気まぐれにルーレットにて決めたのだから。
嘘つけ。もてあそんで殺しているくせに。
よして、カノン君。
さて金蔵、そろそろ負けを認める気になったのか？これにてわらわとの長きにわたる勝負は決着だな。
Ah, he's alive. Okay, for now.
At a glance, it was hard to make out the situation on that chaotic chessboard. However, judging by Kinzo's anguish and Beatrice's malicious confidence, it seemed to be over already.
是非もなし、これもまた一興か。
わらわもだ。そなたとの勝負に決着がつくことは万感の思いあれど、もはや楽しかったぞ。退屈しない数十年であった。
Beatrice advanced her queen and made her final move. And that decided it.
チェックメイト。これがわらわからそなたへの手向けだ。心置きなく眠れ。
The laugh of a very sane person. I repeat. Oh, is this laugh going on? Okay.
It's continuing, okay. Kinzo suddenly stood up and laughed like an opera singer facing a full crowd and spreading his arms, as though he had succeeded in a century-long plan.
Oh.
Oh my god!
Oh, okay.
That's terrifying! That laugh. Spat Crimson. Crimson flames poured out inside him. Oh god. Spitting even out of his mouth, ears and nose, and all at once his body was wrapped in hellfire. But Kinzo kept laughing. The more he laughed, the more the hellfire spewed from his entire body and began to char him. Those flames became a brilliant light. which dazzlingly shone on the various magic tools throughout the room, making their distorted shadows dance across the walls. Those shadows look like the dead in hell watching over Kinzo in ecstasy as he burned. And for one who had made a contract with a witch, it was an extremely fitting end, in accordance with those terms. After laughing and howling in the roaring flames for some time...
There's the Kinzo's nameplate over there. Is that a mistake?
Yeah, I think it's a bug. Kinzo flopped to the ground as though he was a puppet whose strings had been cut. Those incredibly blazing flames disappeared as though he'd been completely burnt up. And afterwards nothing remained but a festering and burnt corpse that one could hardly bear to look at.
It's kind of like how he died in chapter 1.
Yep. The incinerator.
むごい。
お前が言うか。ふさわしい死に方だと思っているくせに。
なぜお前が姿を僕たちに何か用だとでも言うのか。
よしてカノン君、ベアトリーチェ様を挑発してはダメ。
すっかり怯えさせてしまいましたね。
わらわはつくづくそう嫌いでもないというのにね。
Beatrice grinned. Canon violently averted his gaze, obviously unhappy. His reaction was so different from what he wanted to do that he made the witch and her butler laugh.
カノン、ベアトリーチェ様の御前である言葉遣いに気をつけなさい。
ああ、構わぬぞ源氏。好きに言わせてやる。わらわは寛大である。
I saw that.
何が寛大だ。
You saw what?
She's so gracious.
Ah, yeah.
わらわは死にゆく者にはいつだって寛。
Oh god, it's that scene. Okay, I got it. Canon was taken aback by that creepy laughter. Beatrice wasn't there just to take Kinzo's life. The first Twilight required 6 sacrifices.
How many of them are there?
3. 4.
Considering Kinzo, 4.
Considering Kinzo, 4.
There's need for 2 more.
Kinzo alone wasn't nearly enough. And they just casually walked in here.
Yep.
安心せよカノン。そなたらがここに訪れたから生贄に選ばれるのではない。生贄に選ばれているからこそここに呼ばれているんじゃないか。
Ah, okay. So, okay, yes, but actually yes, basically.
Their instincts were good enough to spot her meaning instantly. 6 sacrifices were required for the first Twilight. After Kinzo, how many more would you need to add up to 6?
5, I'd say.
5. In this mention, the number 5 instantly made them think of the number of servants here.
Of course.
それがお望みですか。
感謝せよ、家具どもよ。そなたたちの苦難の日々は、今宵それを告げに訪れたわらわに感謝せよ。
かしこまりました。それをお望みでしたら。
源氏様。
Genji had agreed to the witch's heartless announcement with his usual demeanor, without raising an eyebrow.
親方様亡き後は、ベアトリーチェ様が我らの主、その求めに応じるのが、シャノ、カノ、今日までよく使え、そのロークもこれにて終わる。
源氏はさすがです。同じ家具として、あなたを誇りに思いますよ。
シャノ、異論はないか。
はい。
ジョージ様から指輪を贈られたそうだな。
Is she gonna say yes to that?
それでもなお未練はないか。
はい。家具の身に過ぎた幸福でした。
Ah, okay.
指輪を頂戴しただけで、私の思いはすでに達せられております。
Shannon couldn't take quite as much of a philosophical view as Genji. There probably were regrets left in her heart.
I mean,
she probably wanted to spend a little more warm time with the person she cared for, George. But she released herself from that. She took a single deep breath, and a blank expression rose to her face.
それでよい。
シャノンがそこまでの落ち着きを得るとは少し驚きで、あなたも家具として達観したようですね。
惚れた男と夜も共にできず、少しは悔し涙を
So,
こぼさ
okay.
んのか。
What I get here basically is if you are furniture, you're basically suffering until the day you die, or something like that. So the moment you die would be like something good because you said, okay, I've done what I had, now kill me and let's finish this story.
Apparently there's two ways of being liberated, let's say. One is dying, and the other one is going to the Golden Land.
Yeah. Still you'd be free of being furniture. Which would be, I suppose, serving someone in this case.
Yeah.
As much as a piece of furniture would do. Okay.
退屈な女よ。
ベアトリーチェ様ごときにこの気持ちはわかりません。私たちの命をご所望でしたらどうぞお受け取りください。私たちは慎んでそのお務めを全うします。
それでいい。よくぞ言ったな。
ベアトリーチェ様の苦手な。
Yeah, she's doing that on purpose, definitely.
Yes.
最近小やつめはだいぶ達観しよった。どうも前回いじめすぎたようだ。それを言ったらバトラもか。わらわはまだぬるいのか、それとも追い詰め方が下手なのか。いずれにせよ面白みのないやつよ。しかしお前はまだわらわを楽しまかの。
カノン君。
Compared to the two who had taken a far-sighted approach, there was a painful anguish on Canon's face. Canon was still far too young to accept his demise after being told of it by a suddenly appearing witch.
Canon, わらわは退屈を何より嫌う。
It's strange because wasn't Canon on the opposite compared to Shannon right now?
Yeah, I mean...
in chapter 2?
It was the opposite, yes.
So like he was saying, hey, are you sure you want to do that? Because remember, if you accept that, your day of being free will never arrive, or stuff like that.
But wait. He was not talking about dying. He was talking about going to the Golden Land.
Yeah.
He was saying, if you don't accept the ring, we'll both go to the Golden Land.
Yeah.
So here it's just, there, die.
Yeah, true.
そしてお前を除く二人が素直に死を受け入れるもので面白くない。だからそなたにはわらわの期待を裏切らないでもらいたい。
僕を慰み者にしようというのか。
Canon realized that he was being provoked. However, no matter how furiously anger spurred on him, his opponent was a witch. It was furniture. He hadn't had a chance of victory from the beginning. But the witch was expecting that he'd struggle in vain and writhe around. And he was even looking forward to it. Just thinking about that was frustrating enough to get his blood boiling. It was disappointing the witch by refusing to resist like the other two. The only way he could strike back at her?
Yes. Probably.
煉獄の七姉妹が長女ルシファー、いでよ。傲慢のルシファー、ここに。
Oh, this again? Okay.
賞賛のない戦いでは希望も持てまい。無論、勝ち目のない戦いでは、わらわもならば、家具は家具。家具同士で決着を
Last time it didn't end up well, so I don't think it's gonna end up well
希
again.
望も持てるであろう。
恐れながらベアトリーチェ、私がそのような出来損ないの家具に劣るようなこと、こんな可愛い子に私が万一にも負けるようなこと
我が家具煉獄の七杭を見事打ち破ってみせたなら、そうだな。13人の生贄を逃れることのできる5人をそなたに自由に決めさせてやろう。そなたの推薦する5人をわらわは無条件にて。
Oh.
それならばどうか。
Anna understood that he was being provoked. However, the witch's offer was very tempting.
You're never gonna win the canon.
Yeah. By this point, the canon couldn't care less about this evil ceremony the witch and the rest were trying to carry out. On the contrary, it was much more important that he remain alive so that he could be invited to the Golden Land and have his wish granted by Beatrice there.
そなたは家具は嫌だとない。そなたの望み、枕を濡らしてまで望んだ人間の体を与えてやろうぞ。
See, human body. He doesn't have a human body right now. That means he's not human.
どうだ
Homunculus.
Homunculus.
そうすればジェシカとも結ばれるぞ。おお、ちょうどよい。黄金鏡へ招ける5人、ジェシカとそなたを推薦すればよい。自分だけが幸せになることに抵抗があるならば、さらにシャノンとその思い人であるジョージを加えればよい。義理があるならばさらに源氏もおお、これで5人だ。十分ではないか。これだけのご褒美が。そなたはわらわを退屈させ
You're never gonna win canon. Let me tell you, I've seen that in the last cycle.
耳を貸す必要はない。
僕は嫌。姉さんはそれでいいの？
Beatrice couldn't hide her evil smile at those words.
僕は嫌だ。幸せになりたい。家具なんてもう嫌だ。人間になって普通の恋がしたい。僕も姉さんのように海が青いと走りたいんだ。
若いです。羨ましい。
だから若者は好きなのだ。源氏、シャノンは下がれ。カノン、ルシファーは前へ。
仰せのままに。
She could have like walked there, but no.
Nope.
気に入らないわ。ベアトリーチェ様は無理でも私にだったら勝てるかもしれないという見下しが最高に気に入らないわ。
That was probably humiliating for Lucifer. But at the same time, she was also happy that she was lucky enough to have this adorable prey all to herself.
恋、魔女の家具、いつまでも僕を見くびることができると思うな。
Oh god.
Okay. Ah, we're not gonna see? Okay. Ah, oh no, we are.
Saバトラー、楽しい見せ物。
くそ、またおかしなこと。魔法バトルなんて認めてたまるかよ。
ほらほら、目をつむらずにちゃんと。ほらほらほらほら、魔法だよ、家具だよ。 そなたがどんなにわらわや魔法の存在を否定しようとも。ほらほら、ほらほらほらほら。
Question,
Yes.
because I don't remember very well. The battle between them is admitting that Beatrice is a witch or just magic in general?
Wait, the battle?
The
No,
fight between Butler and Beatrice.
Yes.
Is it about magic is real or admit that Beatrice is a witch or prove that she's not?
Butler has to deny the existence of the witch.
Okay.
Of witches.
He has to deny that Beatrice is an actual witch.
Yes.
Okay.
But if he wants to do that, he also needs to believe that magic is not real.
I mean,
For now.
not necessarily though.
Look at it this way. It's the same kind of reasoning that it's going to happen with the 18 people, right? At the beginning, you want to believe that the culprit is not one of them, so you believe in a 19th person. But if per the rules of this game, it has been said in red that 19th person does not exist because there are only 18 people on Rokkenjima. At this point, what do? Do you continue playing in order not to lose, or do you resign?
No, I don't really get what you mean.
In the beginning,
Yeah.
maybe he just wanted to deny magic
Yeah.
generally. But as the battle gets harder, it gets harder to also deny that. So the scope might be getting smaller. So by then he's not denying magic.
Yeah.
Because he is saying, I need to deny you.
Yeah,
Also,
that's the point.
Butler is stupid. Butler is stupid.
I mean, that is clear, but still, what I mean is, he could say, oh yeah, magic is real, but that doesn't mean that you're a witch. That's what I mean.
Yeah, your reasoning is better than Butler's.
Okay, so it's
Okay,
just...
Butler is still at the stage before that.
Okay, so what I mean is, it's just not thinking about it. It's not like it's not possible, this reasoning. That's what my question.
If you were in this battle, I think you could continue for a while like this.
Okay, because one could say, oh yeah, these two are definitely using magic, but maybe you're not. Maybe yours are just tricks, or maybe you are using magic, but that doesn't mean that you're a witch. You could argue like that because it's kind of a strange argument.
Keep that, please.
Also,
It's
technically,
good for
one
later.
could say, what is the actual definition of a witch? Let's see if you
Good.
fit in that box.
Good. I like this.
Because if you're not fitting in that box, maybe you can use magic, but that doesn't make you a witch. I mean, Kinzo could, it definitely could. You've seen that he could like use magic. He made the epitaph. He made Beatrice in a. He puts Beatrice's soul in a homunculus seed. But I don't think he's a witch. He may be a wizard, but maybe not a witch.
I like this reasoning. Keep it, please.
Also, he said he was an alchemist, not a
witch. Yes.
or not even a mage.
No. Alchemist.
こうして目の前でブオンブオンカキンカキンやられちゃ台無しだよな。ほらほらほらほら、もう思考なんて止めちま。魔法はあるんだって。これはファンタジーなん。目を閉じるなよ。しっ かり見ろよ。ほらほらほらほらほら。
畜生畜生畜生畜生。魔女を認めない、魔法を認めない。でもこんなにあからさまにやられちまったらなんだっていや。
I told you to do what you have to do.
クソクソクソクソ。
ほら目を背けるなよ。しっかり見ろよ。魔法はあるんだよ。ファンタジーなんだよ。推理ごっことかやめちまえよ。知ってんだよ。ものを考えんの本当は苦手なんだろう。
Also, I just thought about something. Because when Medici used the stake to kill the others,
Yes.
she wasn't using magic. She was using the stakes. The stakes may be magic, but she didn't do magic.
How about Maria's candy?
That's another thing. But still, now I'm thinking about the killing. Maria's candy we could go back to the other thing. It could be, well, that may have been an actual magic, but you could have had, I don't know, magic candy in your pocket for what I know.
It's like I'm Beatrice right now, you're butler.
Yes, but still, that is another story, by the way. And also, that may be an actual magic thing. But does that make you a witch?
We'll see.
やめちまえやめちまえ。ほらほら、どうせファンタジー、どうせファンタジー。
うるせえうるせえうるせえ。俺に話しかけるんじゃね
え。Ninja.
こいつ意地になっちゃ。私になら勝てるなんて思い上がりをしたことを今すぐ床に這いつくばって謝ってごらんなさい。そうしたら特別に許してあげてもいいわよ。生きながら生皮を剥がして絶命するまで全身を鞭打ってのたうち回らすのを特別に許してあげてもいいわよ。
イェイ。
可愛い子なんだから謝っちゃいなさい。そうしたらあなただけは最高に素敵な気分の中で。
黙れ魔女の影。お前と問答するつもりはない。
私なんか眼中にないというのね。気に入らないわ。イフを本当に気に入らないわ。
カノン君。
あやつ、サタンの時よりも筋がいいではない。
Oh, so he's actually stronger?
だから人間は恐ろし、たまに魔女にまでなり、悪魔を執事扱いにしたりいたしますよ。
わらわはどちらを応援すればよいという。
Totally not referring to her, definitely.
No.
こいつ、私と互角に渡り合うというの？
僕を見くびるな。お前にそのおごりがある限り、僕には
私がこの煉獄の七姉妹が長女ルシファーを指して決して勝てないと？こんな思い上がりが
Even though it's a sound novel, this is enough for me to understand. Even though this is supposed to be a sound novel, right?
Yeah.
These kind of transitions are enough for me to understand.
No, they are more than enough to understand, honestly.
Anon was desperately trying to stay alive, and he had a strong desire to become human. But Lucifer didn't feel anything stronger than a slight desire to play. So that led to an inevitable result. It was a result that could be reached by the power of humans. The power of the heart.
これまでだ。お前は僕に決して勝てない。
The glowing red curve extended straight out of Canon's arm, pointing at Lucifer's throat just beneath the tip of her chin.
何よこれ。この私がこんなの。何かの間違いよ。
She ground her teeth in irritation as she tried to deny the truth right before her eyes. But no matter how much she believed in her own superiority, it didn't change the facts right in front of her.
ほう、やるな、カノン。見事だ。
So he is actually gonna choose who stays alive?
それに比べ、わらわの家具のなんと情けない。
It cannot end that good. I mean.
ルシファー、お嬢様を退屈させています。やはりあなたには苦かった。
失望するぞ、七食いの長女。
It would have seemed like mere rebuke to an outsider. However, furniture serving the witch knew what kind of severe treatment was promised by that rebuke.
Oh well.
And understood what had been left unsaid.
この出来損ない家具が。
She howled. Abandoning her last bit of pride, she made her body explode, exposing her true form. That form was a demon stake, which bounced off the walls surrounding the room.
よくも私にここまで恥を殺す。殺す。このぬるまが。もう遊ばないよ。本気で怒ったわよ。お前の心臓を一撃でぶっすりざっくり貫いて、真っ赤な血の噴水を天井にまで届かせてやるよ。死ねー。カノン君。
Ah, okay. That's how it ends. I see.
After flying about wildly for some time, with a speed approaching the limits of what a human eye could follow, Lucifer flew at Canon's heart. She could tell that it was Canon's body by the sweet taste of it. But she quickly noticed one thing. She hadn't pierced his heart.
これだから人間は恐ろしい。紅茶はいかがですかな。
今はよい。紅茶もいらぬほどに面白い。
カノン君。
おごったな。だからお前は僕に勝てないんだ。
The floor was stained with dripping blood. It really was Canon's blood. But it wasn't flowing out of his chest. Canon had sacrificed his own left hand to protect his heart.
Ah, okay.
Lucifer was arrogant. Even though she had been given enough time to realize that this was an opponent capable of cornering her, in her pride she had believed him to be worthless. She had gotten careless. So, just as he had announced, she had aimed for his chest, trying to pierce his heart. Because she was arrogant, she hadn't even thought of aiming for somewhere other than the place she had announced. No, maybe she had thought about it a little. However, her pride would not allow her to aim for a different spot. After all, she was Lucifer of Pride. Canon, withstanding the pain, grasped the demon stake sticking deep into his left hand strongly with his right hand, and pulled it out. When she heard the sound of breaking bones and even more blood dripping down, Shannon looked away reflexively. There was an air hole in the back of a pierced hand so big you could clearly see through to the other side.
Ew.
Canon's face was filled with pain. But right now, he had won, without doubt. The demon stake he was gripping with his right hand turned back into Lucifer again. So that cannon was now gripping exactly where her neck was. Cannon didn't hold back at all with the hand gripping Lucifer's throat. She had challenged him again after their fight had already been decided. Cannon had no obligation to be considerate. But even so, Cannon released the witch's furniture. Was it his naive humanism, his pity for another furniture, or a final bit of respect to the witch? In any case, when she was released, Lucifer fell face down on the ground, retching and moaning over the pain in her throat.
お見事です。あなたの奮闘により、金蔵の研究の正しさが一つ実証されました。
Ronove was clapping his hands. To Cannon, who had won at a great cost and had a wound on his left hand that wouldn't close, Ronove's applause only felt like mockery.
Oh, okay.
人の心はあらゆる可能性。いやはやこれだから人間は恐ろしい。あっぱれであるぞ、カノン。そなたは勝利した。見事だ。
大丈夫、カノン君。
Shannon ran up to him and wrapped an handkerchief around his left hand, which was still spraying blood.
見事であるぞ、カノン。実にわらわも少しは番狂わせを期待した。それを裏切らぬとは。そなたは誠に素晴らしき家具であるぞ。見直した。正直見直したぞ。
約束を忘れてはいない、ベアトリーチェ。
もちろん魔女も悪魔もだがしかし契約に限っては人間など及ばぬほどに
that is not even the first time that we hear that.
わらわは保護にはせぬ。そなたが勝利したなら。
ベアトリーチェ様、私はまだ敗れたわけでは。
Girl, you're lost. You're definitely lost.
When Beatrice waved their pipe, heaven and earth turned over just for Lucifer. So, as a horribly natural result, she fell onto the ceiling. The ceiling doesn't seem that high to people standing on the floor. However, people who fall on it upside down and head first usually don't agree.
Okay.
さすがにやりすぎでは。
それもそう許してやるか。
Beatrice waved her pipe again. When she did, that magic that had been affecting Lucifer was released. So, as a horribly natural result, this time she fell probably back on the floor.
Beautiful. Just rotate a PNG and you're done. It actually works. I have to say that it actually works.
ベアトリーチェ様、お許しを。
何を怯え。わらはもはや許し。さてカノ、続けようではないか。
何を、まさか彼女にとどめを刺せとでも言うつもりなのか。
ああ、違う。まだ終わっちゃいないだろうが。
何をだ、はぐらかすな。
わらわは確かにそなたと約束したぞ。
Ah, all of them. Okay,
yeah,
I see.
さあおいでなさい。煉獄の七区、不甲斐なき長女の6人の妹たち。
Oh my god.
Okay, I see. Look at that team.
The air split with shrill laughter as the golden splash scattered around about. The remaining 6 sisters of Purgatory showed themselves. What? All the 7 sisters of Purgatory were here after Canon was able to defeat one only by sacrificing his left arm. By now, Canon regretted his thoughtfulness in accepting the witch's challenge.
I see.
He had been foolish to assume that a game against a witch would be on even footing.
だっせー。お姉様、どうして床に這いつくばってるの？お前たち。だからお姉様はダメなのよ。少女を偉そうに名乗るくせに上っ面だけなのよ。
まったくルシファーお姉様一人の集体が私たちへの評価を下げるのよ。恥を知りなさい、この未熟者が。
カロンくん、すごいすごい。でもいい気にならないこと。ルシファーお姉様なんて祝ってるだけで姉妹の中じゃ大したことないんだから。
だからルシファー姉は何もしなくていいといつも言っている。お姉様は祝ってだけいればいい。荒事はすべて優秀な私たちで片付けるのだから。
お姉様、どうする？私たちはお姉様のプライド、そのボロボロの体で再び挑むのを期待して手出しをしないつもりなんだけれど。でもカノン君は強いわよね。今のお姉様じゃもうどうあがいても勝ち目はないわよね。
お前たちやれやれ、いつも賑やかな姉妹たち、今は仲違いをしている場合か。そなたらは7人揃ってこその仲良くしてわらわの仕事を遂行す迅速に
ねえルシファーお姉様、私たち妹の力が借りたいなら言ってよ。
Oh, okay.
助けを求める言葉が聞きて。私はこれ以上苦労する。
The worst thing for her, probably.
ひ弱で見苦しくて情けない。この長女のルシファーをどうか妹の皆様お助けくださいって。ねえ聞かせてよ。それを聞かせてくれたら助け、それでいいわよね、みんな。
お前たち、おのれ。
The Seven Sisters of Purgatory unanimously closed in on her worthless sister, abusing her. Even Canon, who had been fighting for his life until a second ago, couldn't bear to look
Now
at him.
they're distracted. Canon, kill.
Canon is too good at heart.
I know. Still.
早くせよ。どうせお前一人では拉致が開かぬわ。早く七姉妹にてカノンを撃て。
そら、どうしましたか？お嬢様の命令ですよ。
ひどい。
After grinding her teeth over and over after hearing their sister's curses, Lucifer trembled all over and answered their sister's request.
愚か、ひ弱で見苦しくて情けない。
Oh god.
情けない。この長女ルシファーをどうか。
Oh, she's actually crying.
The girl known as Brian was finally unable to endure the words she was saying and broke down crying. However, the 6 younger sisters kept giggling cold-heartedly.
ちょっと泣いてごまかさないで。まだ言い切ってない。
もう十分だろう。さあ姉妹たち、我らの力を見せてやろう。
私は全部聞かなきゃ満足しないわ。ほらほらお姉様、続け。
もう十分。さあ、この屈辱は姉妹全員の屈辱。生かして返しはしないわよ。
さて、哀れな家具をどのように遊んでやろうかしら。素敵な提案はある？はいはい、ベルゼは仲良く7人でカノン君を分けっこしたら。
良い提案だな。それでなら 姉妹でみんな仲良しだ。
なら私頭部ね。手足はあんたらにあげるわ。やだやだ、ダメ、私が頭なの。
そんな約束意味があるわけないでしょ。早い者勝ちに決まってるわ。
どんな殺され方がいいか、カノン君の提案があったら7姉妹でとびっきりの殺し方をしてあげる。
Well, Canon, you're dead.
ここまで恥をかかせたんだもの。
100%.
100%. Yeah. Even 200%, I'd say.
Yes. 700%?
Yes, there's 7, so yeah, it makes sense.
行くよお前たち。
The 7 of them burst at once.
What, want me to read?
I kind of want to get to the end of this scene because I know it's 11 p.m.
Yeah. But
But
I mean,
if
you
there's
don't.
that scene.
I mean, you don't have the problem anymore about talking
No.
about. Yeah. So.
Yeah. They had no intention of playing or bolstering. This time, they would generally follow the master's orders. Take Canon down, swiftly! The 7 sisters jumped around the room faster than the eye could see, examining how they could best kill Canon. They tortured Canon with their cruel giggles, sometimes making a close pass at him. They kept scraping his arms, shoulders and cheeks, gradually carving red letters into his body. At that moment, Shannon just dashed up behind him, holding on to him so that she blocked the way to his body at least a little. Shannon shield!
Yep.
At the same time, a red cylinder warped around the two of them, like a beam of light sent from heaven. That cylinder repelled the evil ones who tormented Canon.
The Genji?
ずるい。あんたは関係ないでしょ。きっとこれは私たちと一緒に遊びたいのよ。なら私がもらうわ。いっただき。
ベアトリーチェさん、シャノンを私たちの獲物にしても？ああ、構わん。お前たちの悪時期にはカノン一人では足らなかろうしな。
ありがたき幸せ。さあ、シャシャリ出てきたことを後悔させてやろう。
どっちがどっちかわからないくらいの肉片にして、混ぜてミンチにしてハンバーグにしてあげる。バカね。それよりあの結界を破る方が先でしょうが。食い意地より先に仕事し
It's
なさ
gonna
い。
be the Canon burger.
No.
No.
As a horribly natural first action, the 7 sisters began to destroy the barrier Shannon had created. Shannon's barrier was certainly strong. It was powerful enough to impress even Beatrice. With its strength, frail furniture would turn to dust just by touching it. And it was firm, like a tree with deep roots. But no matter how big a tree gets, it will eventually surrender to a saw or a hatchet. For the 7 sisters, chopping down Shannon's barrier would be annoying, but not impossible. A sound like beetles jumping about grew even fiercer and filled the room. The red barrier began to be cut up and eroded away, as though with an hatchet, a saw. No, a chainsaw by now.
So even worse, okay.
愚かな。なぜ？
見過ごせないからです。
As Shannon covered Canon, who was already at his limits, sprawled on the floor, and she spoke back resolutely.
シャシャリでなければ眠るような死を与えてやったの。なぜわざわざ7姉妹の前に身をさらすのか。死は同じではな。苛烈な死は死してなお苛むぞ。
どうぞお好きなように。あなたが したいことを好きにするように。
どうにもそなたはこのところ面白みに欠けるな。恋というやつは達するかどうかのあたりが一番。
that's why. Okay, I see.
達してしまった後の女はさながら産卵を終えた鮭のごとしか。そなたにはもう飽きた。
ありがとう。魔女から聞ける言葉で最も嬉しい言葉です。
Oh,
Damn.
I think you need some burn cream for this.
Yes.
ならせめて最後にわらを思いっきり喜ばせるし。七姉妹を聞こえたな。シャノンの殺し方、お前たちの残虐の限りを見せてみよ。
シャノン、
申し訳ございません。やはり私には源氏様の高みには至れません。
姉さんは僕なんか放っておけば姉さんまでひどい目に遭うことは。
ジョージ様に指輪をもらってあなたをかばって姉として生きられた私の生は全てこれで未練なく全うした。
イライラするぜ。その達観が本当にイラつく。だから家具なんだよ。お前からは人間の匂いがしない。
Last time you said she was kind of like human, so
わらわを見ろよ。家具のくせ。
want your witch?
わらわよりも完成されたかのような達観したかのようなことを言うんじゃねえ。
醜い。その未練があなたの正体なの。
未練じゃねえ。それが生きるってもんだ。指輪もらったから死んでもいいとか。理解できねえ。さっぱりがっかり愕然呆然。全然ダメだぜ。
お嬢様、少し品がないかと。
Just a little bit, perhaps. And just a little bit. Just a tad.
うるさいわ家具が。シャノン、楽に死なせてもらえると思うなよ。
Oh, but I'm sure she knows.
舌を噛むなら今のうちだ。
哀れね。もしも私の目にあなたのその姿が映っおのが醜さにおののくといい。
Oh,
Oh.
what are these lines?
さらにめちゃくちゃぐちゃぐちゃに生きながら醜く潰してやるからよ。
At that time, Genji softly entered the red barrier. Perhaps that barrier didn't block those without ill intent. Then, Genji gently held her from behind and covered her eyes with his right hand.
源氏様、
もう十分だ。先に休みなさい。
はい、ありがとうございます。源氏様。
Huh?
After that, Genji softly pressed his left hand near her collarbone. As he did, emanating from that area, a crimson stain gently spread out.
Eh? What?
When Genji removed his hand, bright red flesh blood oozed out of there. It only happened for the first instant, and it was shaped like a crimson rose. And when he removed his right hand covering her face, there was a peaceful expression there, as though she was sleeping.
They have like a kill button?
Then she fell softly, silently, and slept. Her soul had already been sent to a world where the malicious witch and her furniture could not reach her, no matter how evilly they torture her. This scene left Beatrice and the seven sisters stunned. Only Ronove wore a mysterious smile, Then Genji leaned over Kanon, who was crouching on the floor.
よく頑張った。お前ももう休むといい。
はい、ありがとうございます。検事様。
Just as he had done with Shannon, he softly covered Kanon's eyes with his hand. Then he gently pressed the area around Kanon's collarbone with his other hand. And when his hand was removed with the lightness of a feather, there was a crimson rose there. But that rose shape quickly turned into the stain of bright red blood pouring out.
何よそれ。
つまらぬや。生命の風船は針にてつき、威勢よく割るから面白いのだろうが。
見事です。それでこそ家具です。
ありがとうございます。それではベアトリーチェ様、ロノウェ様、これをもって私の最後のお務めとし、
わらわの楽しみを勝手に奪いおって、この二人をギッタギタのぐっちゃぐっ、そなたがそれを変わるのであろうな。
Beatrice faced him with an unsatisfied expression, but Ronove spoke quietly to Genji with a soothing smile.
ご苦労でした。あなたは私の最高のしもべです。これまでの労をねぎらうに値する安らかな眠りを。あなた。
おい、勝手な真似を。
When Ronove snapped his fingers, Genji slumped to the floor like a puppet with its strings cut. Suddenly, yet gently. He crumpled, falling into a sleep that no witch could call him back from. It was as filled with kindness as the sleep he had given Shannon and Kanon.
なんだよ、ロノウェイ。拍子抜けでつまらぬぞ。
お嬢様は偉大なる大、この程度気に留めるほどにもございませんよ。シャノンごときの挑発で頭に血を上らせるなどらしくもない。
Okay, so Rono is basically doing whatever he wants.
What was it that had Beatrice so irritated? Was she still unable to remove the thorn of Shannon's words? Ronove laughed lightly, as though lamenting the complexity of humanity and a woman's heart, and ordered the Seven Sisters to go. After all, there were still 2 sacrifices left for the first twilight. The Seven Sisters disappeared in ecstasy. This is not the scene that I wanted, but I've been wanting you to see this for so long.
Really?
Ever since you said, oh, so both Kanon and Sharon have powers. I wonder what Genji does. This is what Genji does.
So Genji killed people like that, basically.
Yes.
But you just said popping life from people like a balloon. So it's like it did something. It killed them immediately without making them suffer, basically.
No, actually, I read it in a different way. I read it as she thinks that the most fun that she can have is by popping someone's life like a balloon, so forcefully that it explodes, while Genji did the opposite.
Ah, okay. Yeah, it could be. No, I read it in a different way. That it was, yeah, to kill people like that is fun, but the way I do it is better, or something like that.
I mean, yes. I mean, that's the point, but the balloon, I think it's the more forceful way.
There could be. But I thought about the balloon just because it's like, the balloon is like, you pinch that with a needle and then it's immediate explosion.
Done.
That's why.
I mean, understandable. I have a proposal. It's still early.
Yeah.
we can continue. I think that the scene that I want to see the most is here.
Okay.
It's right here. If it's not, we can just establish like maybe at midnight we go to sleep.
That's okay.
If it is here, if we can decide depending on how late it is, because it's it's that kind of scene that I need to see.
Okay.
Together.
Okay.
Would you like to read?
Yes, I would read, and I want to say something, but I forgot. I wanted to say. What did I want to say?
Did you like the scene?
Yes, a lot. I did like it a lot, and. Okay, so Ronove basically released Genji of his duties or something like that, and so he died.
Yes.
So
something like that. I mean, it's the same kind of sentence that Genji said to both Canon and Shannon.
Yeah. It is the same sentence, more different words, same meaning, of course.
Yes.
The thing is, I don't know how he killed him, because it was not described. It just went down.
No. Just snapping fingers down.
Yeah. I mean,
That's it.
It was like, and that's it. Okay.
Yep, that's it. Nothing more.
Okay. Well, okay. God was doing the nighttime rounds. Her container has always been empty, except for the Shiromiya family household. Oh god, I saw that. It's so that. I mean, Beatrice said she wanted to kill all the servants, so at this point.
Oh yeah, it's so dead.
So checking that doors and windows were all closed and a real purpose. However, ever since the time Natsuhi had condemned such an attitude as being careless, the nighttime runs had become part of the several daily routine. In the first place, Natsuhi had ordered this because of the occasional witch disturbances. Everyone who came and left this island knew about the legend of Beatrice, the witch of the forest. It had become established as this island characteristic ghost story. Because of that, it was only natural that some people claimed that when they thought they were alone in the mansion, they would hear strange sound or see the shadow of a person. However, when that created a little too much of a disturbance and reached Natsui's ears, she made a fuss, thinking that some suspicious person might have been entering and leaving. Apparently she had roused all the servants and had them checked through the mansion. Because of all the panic over the witch had appeared before Goda's arrival, he had only heard about it from more senior servants. Ghost stories like that could be found in any workplace. Even at the hotels and restaurants God had worked, there have been plenty of them. So when he heard about the story on this island, given a forced smile, thinking, so they have that kind of thing here after all. That forced smile, he had figured that, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, and had taken it seriously.
Good job.
Goda went along with it on the outside, but in his heart, he'd assumed it to be a childish trick. At first, that is.
これは確かに不気味ですね。なるほど。過去の使用人たちがいろいろと騒ぎたくなる気持ちもわかるものです。
You can understand how someone doing these rounds on an eerie night like this might believe they'd seen a ghost if they saw a lace curtain waving in the breeze from a window that had been closed.
肖像画の魔女をバカにするとたたりがあるか。大怪我をして辞めた使用人もいるらしいし、怪我は勘弁だな。俺もこの年だ。二度とこんな厚遇の職場には恵まれねえだろうな。肖像画の魔女様、真面目に働きますんで、一つ穏便に頼みます。
Sure.
Yeah, like, of course. When I prayed to the porter that his end together, as he was at a Shinto shrine.
Instant.
Immediately dead? At that time, he thought he heard a sound. Ah, okay. The kitchen? Was the sound of something metal falling on the floor? Yeah, a mouse or cockroach come out and knock over some of the dishes. No, how could that be? Was this really clean or truly? Thinking he checked out what noise had been, Goda entered the kitchen. He turned on the kitchen light. When he did, he heard a strange sound. Clank, 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 clank. To cook like that, Goda, the sound felt like the lid on a pressure cooker or something shaking. Surely there wouldn't be a pot on the burner when no one was in the kitchen. Even if someone was using the gas, walking away from it would be quite dangerous. Just in case, God decided to inspect an area around the gas range. When he did, in the corner with the gas range, the pressure cooker had reeled inside out, just as he thought. But the flame wasn't on, and yet the lid was clanking. Was something fermenting and leaking gas? How could that be? Then was there a mouse or something inside? How could that be? Ridiculous. When people were watching, God acted as though he had a bold personality fitting for his bill, but actually had an unexpectedly timid side to him. He was frightened that there might be something inside, and he couldn't bring himself to check it carelessly. In his cowardice, he grabbed a nearby wooden pestle, and with a clank, he tapped the lid forcefully against the side of the pressure cooker. When he did, the clanking sound suddenly stopped. He should have been relieved that it stopped, but the fact that it had stopped when it heated was even more eerie. I mean, even more suspicion about what was inside.
Good job, Goda.
Tell that to Butler. Tell that to Butler. He repeated that many times, trying to build up his own confidence. The gap between what he was saying and what he was doing was quite comical. He removed the lid of the pressure cooker, and lying exposed there was a sparkling clean silver bottom of the pot. It was absolutely nothing frightening like he'd imagined. But now I got to realize that he had been a coward. So while he still had some doubts as to what caused the lid to make that sound, he figured it wasn't a big problem and decided not to worry about it too much. Then he took the lid he grabbed and softly set it back down there where it had been. It's fine, it won't make a sound. Of course it won't. As if witches or magic could exist. Clank. Clank, 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 clank. Okay, it's an entire page of that. I'm not gonna read that. All of the pots and dishes in the kitchen started clanking at once. It grew even stronger, so that finally the lid of the one of the pots fell off from inside the pot. A slender white arm reached out. Lids fell off the other pots one after another, and another, and another. When the number of arms grew to 7, a loud shrill laughter split the air. It's the stakes, I suppose. Yeah.
こんな小物なんて本当にがっかり。あんたいらないんなら私がもらうわ。いっただき。ちょっとダメだってば。私がもらうんだから。
Okay, so is that as I suppose. Come on, let's search. There's the only one more. That old hag. Where is she?
Oh, it's here.
Is this the scene?
Sorry. Yes.
She's in the mansion. Here. What about the guest house? First one wins, right? Come on, search, find her. Don't be noticed by the relative in the dining hall, right? And to get noticed by the kids in the guest house, right? Search in silence, kill in silence. After all, it's just the first Twilight. She's in the guest house. But she wasn't in the mansion either, right? Where the heck is she? Hey, I found her. She's in the rose garden. Why is she standing around there with an umbrella? She's already given up. Oh, she's gonna fight. No, she hasn't given up. She actually knows. I don't know how, but she knows. I told you, no, this one's mine. Come on, if we take any longer, we'll be called by Beatrice-sama. Let's take care of it all at once. There, found her, surround her. Come on, let's get along and do it all at once, okay? Die! I knew it. It's not even raining anymore. Oh, okay, now it's raining.
So happy.
Is she gonna defeat them with mackerel?
I wish.
やんちゃなお嬢さんたちだこと。あの子のお友達かしら。
Is she the... Okay. Is she the classic old character that looks very frail, but in reality is like super strong and can destroy everyone else with them if they wanted?
Continue.
Friend of what other child? There's a barrier all over the place, all the time, apparently.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Ah, yeah.
こいつ、どうして私たちを防げるの？どいて！もう一度よ！
何度やっても無駄だ。この個人、できる。
私はあの子を待っている。どうか呼んできてはくれません。
そのようなデッチボークを私たちがすると思う？その必要はない。
ベアトリーチェ様。
私が権限するほどでございます。必ずやお目覚めと思いました。
Huh?
尾上、久しぶりですね。
Okay.
ええ、本当に久しぶりです。
こいつ、ロノウェ様を呼びつけに。
そしてあなたもお久しぶりです、ベアトリーチェ。
こいつ、ベアトリーチェ様までも。
Oh my god! No! She's the teacher?
Let's fucking go! Oh, I've been waiting.
She's the
so
fucking
long.
teacher! Oh my god, okay.
よい。そのお方をどなたと心得るか。ベアトリーチェとは、そもそもそのお方の名。わらわはそれを受け継いだに過ぎぬ。そのお方こそは先代ベアトリーチェ教だ。
先代ベアトリーチェ教。
God partially appeared in ones and twos from the garden roses and began to gather around Kumasawa. Then, after she was wrapped in a golden sparkle, she burst and disappeared. Kumasawa's sword was no longer there. Okay. Instead, there was another golden witch, the one who once told the path of an endless witch to Beatrice, and the only person Beatrice ever called teacher. It was long, beautiful, and vividly youthful, and that figure in elegant dress couldn't possibly have been mistaken for an old lady. No, this looked like a completely different person from Kumasawa.
これはお師匠様。再びお会いできる日が訪れるとは夢にも思いませんでした。 ええ、私もですよ。よもやまた眠りを妨げられるとは夢にも思いませんでした。まったく厄介なところでいつもの通りお休みであられたなら、第一の晩を何もいや、むしろ歓迎すべきですかな。少々退屈しておりましたところで。相変わらず悪趣味な遊びで罪もない人々をもてあそんでいるようです。
As usual.
無限の魔女の力は決して人に迷惑をかけることに使ってはならないと何度もそう言うなよ。退屈は私たちの天敵じゃありませんか。それから逃れるためのちょっとしたスパイスに過ぎませんよ。侵食が進めば進むほどにわらわの力は強くなり、わらわの眷属は呼び出しやすくなる。しかしそれは同時にお師匠様
Oh, so she was also sealed. Okay.
それを予見していたからこそ。
Hmm?
The more Umineko goes on, and the more people appear.
Yeah, I am noticing. Like there were only few characters at the beginning. There were already 18 when you start. So.
No, it's not enough. 18 people are not enough.
Yeah.
私はこうしてあなたのすぐ近くで眠りについたのですよ。
Okay, so Beatrice pulled seal there or something like that.
願わくば二度と起こされぬことを夢見ながら、こうしてあなたと再会してしまったのは私にとってはとても悲しいことです。相変わらずお師匠様は食えないな。炉の上、家具の子たちを下げなさい。家具は主に仕えるだけです。すべての罪は主が背負います。
かしこまりました、マダム・ベアトリーチェ。
その名はもうその子に譲り、さあ下がりなさい、家具の娘たち。私は一度聞かぬとしても二度言います。
Hmm?
You can count 30 minutes from now.
Okay.
If you feel up to it.
三度目は口にしませんよ。
Okay.
下がりなさい。煉獄の七姉妹、巻き添いになれば塵と化しますよ。
下がれ、みんな。
Arnova and the seventh sister of Purgatory retreated. After that, what remained was Beatrice, whose daring expressed didn't falter, and the teacher Beatrice who had given up that name, and wore a composed smile.
さあ、お師匠様、久しぶりの再会にはどんなお茶の。そうですね、ほうき星の訪れよりも久しい再会です。もてなしてもらいましょうか。粗相があるようならば返してもらいますよ。無限の魔女にも免許更新制度があったとはな。仰せのままにあなたの弟子がどれほど立派になって、そしてとっくの昔にどれほどあなたを凌駕したか、とくとご覧に入れましょう。
The air between the two Beatrices seemed to explode with sparks. Oh! The Spalgrania Dithara, they purge all spirits from that space. As they watched the seven sisters shiver. After all, if they had retreated just 3 steps less than they had, they would already be turned to dust by now.
さあ、いらっしゃい、ベアトリーチェ。あなたにその名を譲ったことが私の生涯でただ一度の後悔です。その過ちを今自らの手で修正しましょう。そりゃあ違うぜ、お師匠様。わらわのただ一度のこの程度の力を学ぶのにあんたに弟子入りしちまったことだ。なんだ魔法だ。 何が無限のこんなの気づくだけの力じゃねえかよ。それをもったいぶって偉そうによ。お前の出番はとっくに終わってんだよ、お師匠様よ。
Oh, there's 3 of them. Okay.
This is so Towo sounding.
Yeah, it is. That's a mood.
一体目の前で何が起こってんだ。
かわいそう。
Eh? She's also
He's on the
there?
outside as well. Yes?
私の弟子が迷惑をかけています。謝ります。
あんた
Weren't you looking at air 2 seconds ago?
熊沢のばあちゃんだ。どうしてこんな姉ちゃんに爆数か。あんた誰だよ。わけがわからねえ。これは何の特撮なんだ。
Tokusatsu.
Yes.
俺は頭がどうにかなっちまいそうだ。
私はあの子の魔女の師匠です。かつての名はベアトリーチェ。あの子が私を継ぐときにその名を送ったため、今は
あんたがすでに言い切っちまってるが、俺はあんたの弟子のせいで大いに頼むから責任取って何とかしてくれ。じゃなくて俺はこんなの信じねえぞ。魔女も魔法もあるもんか。こんなめちゃくちゃくそったな。俺は何を信じりゃいいんだ。
あなたらしいとても短気なもてなしですね。さすがお師匠様。この程度じゃバカバカしくてまぶたを開く気にもならないらしい。島ごとぶっ壊す気でなきゃ無理らしいぜ。さあさあおいでなさい。双剣の戦闘。
Eh? In response to Beatrice's summons, a terrific air tremor split the rose garden. And on either side of her shoulders, 2 massive war towers sprouted and stood behind to the... Not one is noticing these?
What?
Is no one noticing all of this? They stretch up to 100... I think that was supposed to be meter, but there's a mistake.
I think so.
And each over 360 pores. They were the war towers of the gods' army corps, which had prevented even groups of ancient heroes from invading their sacred grounds. Its Beatrice elegantly floating in the gap between them, the massive two-headed towers. She looked down on her teacher, sneering with a sense of absolute superiority. With the 2 massive towers lined up behind her shoulders, the witch looked very small, like a butterfly dancing between huge trees.
蝶に化ければ買わせるとか思うなよ。双子塔の弾幕密度じゃあんた。虫ピンの昆虫標本どころか、めった刺しの針刺し人形だぜ。
Over 720 ports open on the towers, and godly soldiers readied their multi-shot ballistas.
それであなたの手番は終了ですか。それが遺言かよ。ぶっ放せ。
The blast shot that number over 1,000 were fired all at once, drawing a beautiful geometric curtain of death. The bourgeois sound as the bowstring were played was probably even deeper than the sound of a reaper swinging its sickle.
さあさあおいでなさい。一なる言語をはぜ、
This is the Tower of Babel. The sky was stained an incandescent red, and from between the clouds a blazing massive tower fell upside down. The massive falling tower and its rubble sucked in the thousands of ballista shot, so none of them approached the body of the witch who had summoned it. That's right, no group of people, no matter how large, could approach the mysteries of heaven. That was the reality of the fallen tower. Okay, question. Did they do this in the anime?
Yes, and I will show you later.
Okay.
I can't resist.
This sounds very Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the way they're playing it.
Yes. No, it's exactly the same. It's exactly the same.
Okay. What was that written there?
Smothered mate.
Okay. As a massive crimson tower that had fallen made a terrible gold coral explosion, a massive spear appeared from inside those flames, so tall, like a tower, that you had to look up to see all of it. It was so large, even for a giant's hand. The divine, beautiful spear of the gods was so massive, it gave the illusion that the fallen tower turned into a spear of the same size. It was a spear of certain victory that no one could escape. When she snapped her finger in command, the massive tower-sized spear shot at Beatrice like a lightning bolt. It aimed right for the middle of the center of the Golden Witch Heart, with extreme precision, as she danced in the gap between the towers like a butterfly, slashing straight to the air like a flash of lightning. Ah, it's Gungnir, okay. These are all references to mythical weapons or stuff.
Yes.
I don't get the two towers though, that's the only one I can get. Shoulder of War Tower exploded in gold. They became several billion gold butterflies. Those butterflies took the shapes of 7 massive armored soldiers, each stretched a full 50 meters in the sky. And they lined up in front of Beatrice, protecting their master and all the massive shield that towered like windmills. They were as massive as a mountain range, the which behind them was like a small moon hiding behind the mountains. Once in the past, when the massive shields this giant held had been raided by the whole regiment, they had protected King Wilhelm's castle not only from arrows but from the wind and the rain. For when they had faced upwards and held the shield to the heavens, not a single raindrop had gotten through.
道理です。人間の金属でいくら武装しようともマダムの見事なエポレットメイトです。
そんなベアトリーチェ様。もちろん忘れませんともお師匠さん。さあおいでなさい。ヘパイストスと弟子たち、我にふさわしき盾を与えたまえ。
Golden whirlwind arose at the feet of giant soldiers. It was a cloud of countless butterflies. They attached themselves to the massive shield like gold leaves, sparkling like they were a gold mirror. It was the absolute defensive wall given to a goddess by the chief of the gods. The Aegis shield. Ah, okay. When the holy spear, which left a dignified tail behind it like a comet, crashed into the mountain range of that gold shield, there was a terrible thunderous roar. It was the creaking of the pillars that held up the heavens. Divine spear spun around and around. It was sent flying in the direction of the setting sun. This is the classic battle, and there's even the characters say, "Oh my god, that's so powerful." It's literally like that. Ah, okay. It's to avoid the paradox, I see.
I love this scene so much.
このような荒事ばかり腕を上げましたね。むしろお師匠様はこういうお遊びが相変わらず苦手なようで、わらわからのお返しだ。法典にのっとり、槍には槍でお返ししましょうぞ。
The Answer battle line, which is fully blocked the divine spear, releases all the gold shields. The shield fell to the air, making the ground shake. No one is noticing all of this. Okay. No one at all. When they did, another gold whirlwind arose, and the 7 gold shields changed their form into 7 massive spears of lightning lying on the ground. At once, each of the giants lifted one of their legs high and firmly stomped on the tip of the handles. As they shook with a thunderous sound, 7 lightning spears spun beautifully way above the giant's shoulder's head, scattering to a golden splash and making them fall before giants. Each of the giants squared off, and with the force of their whole body, they kicked and smashed them. The broken piece numbered exactly 30 and became lightning spears of exactly the same size as the originals, which made 210 for the 7 giants, and all of those burst at once, which is split into 30 turns, or for a total of 6,300. They became a barrage of thunder clouds, drawing a beautiful geometric pattern, and then each chained to 3 balls of lightning. Oh my god. So that 18,900 thunderbolts shot at the Professor Beatrice. That bundle of almost 20,000 thunderbolts must have reduced the teacher's body to dust, but there had been no resistance. But she knew immediately that she had been fooled. At that time, from the direction that the sun had supposedly set, she felt the impossible rays of sunlight. A brilliant ray of light shone on her profile. It was the figure of her teacher, holding aloft the spear of the gods that had supposedly been repelled a short while ago. She bore a sparkle like the sun on her back and made it shine on the incarnation of darkness. As Beatrice watched, she was strapped in a mouse, like a mouse in a cage, cornered in a dead end formed by the giant soldier battle line. By now, the Princess Beatrice sees the position directly along that line.
これでお遊戯の時間はおしまいですよ、ベアトリーチェ。このわらわが側面を許しただと。
A protest didn't falter even once, but now it's twisted for the first time. And faster than Beatrice could lick her tongue, the predecessor Beatrice released the Holy Spear. As it leaped through the air, it changed its form once more.
さあさあおいでなさい、ドベルグの兄弟たち。我に巨人を砕きし天の鉄槌を与えたまえ。巨人兵ども、わらわを守れ。何をしているかノロマども。
My knight was no longer a spear, but a whirlwind of a massive hammer that raises a sound like a windstorm as flew. Okay, this star is Mjolnir. It was a legendary hammer that had shaken even a yeah, of course. So the giant soldier couldn't escape from that fear. So regardless of how strong their master ordered them, they couldn't get in the path of the hammer.
バックランクメイト、安らかに眠りなさい。しょー。
For the whirlwind of that massive chunk of metal, Beatrice was nothing more than a mere speck. In the instant the whirlwind started to suck Beatrice in, she appeared to change into a massive war tower. The iron hammer smashed the war tower, scattering tremendous amounts of rubble, but didn't reach she who had escaped behind it. Furthermore, when the smoke started to settle, the war tower sucked in the massive iron hammer without crumbling and blocked the way. Even the giant smashing iron hammer couldn't break through the final tower protecting the witch. However, this war tower was actually the witch's last trump card. It was a war tower for dodging that could only save her from danger once. But this tower was impregnable, no weapon could break through it. At that time, the moon disappeared. As Beatrice in the shadow of the giant soldier battle line and the war tower, she looked up at the sky. When she did, the moon was the figure of a massive horse ridden by what the heck? Of war and death? The possessor Beatrice rode the horse with him. His cloak had blocked the moon and swallowed it in an eerie shadow, and the spear of the god was in his head once more. In other words, it was a godly knight who had jumped over the ramparts formed by the giant soldier and the war tower, attacking from the heavens. Okay, again the spear.
Yes, yes.
やられた。スマザードメイト。楽しかったですよ、ベアトリーチェ。
The struggle between the two witches with the same name was over. The spear that had been launched from the heaven pierced the ground. Giant solid battle line and the towers split up into countless gold butterflies, rattling the air in a gold-colored storm. Then came the sound of thunder, and the sound of the fully raining wind. If you looked around, the rose garden was empty. The butler and the rest were watching the two witches confronting each other. But Beatrice alone had changed. She had been pierced straight to by the spear from the base of her neck and the right shoulder to her left buttocks, unable to even reach the ground with her feet. Horribly exposed like a pitiful pinned butterfly tormented by the wind and rain.
さすが恐ろしいお方です。
これで決着で、ベアトリーチェ。
I mean,
she wore a bitter smile of false courage, but a strand of blood dangled from her mouth, making her look even more pitiful. I cannot end like that. Of course, that must be a trick.
お嬢様、ちょっとふざけただけじゃねえかよ。あなたから我が元の姿に戻してあげましょう。過ぎたる力を手放し、己にふさわしい生を全うするが良いでしょう。さあさあ、思い出してご、あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。
The princess Beatrice began to recite the word of power. When she did, small gold butterflies gathered near the skewered Beatrice and began to swarm about her. Like butterflies sucking the nectar of flowers, they began to suck the magical power out of Beatrice, and it seemed to cause her immense pain. A cry of anguish issued from Beatrice's mouth. She no longer had any power to resist it.
さあ目を閉じてごらんな。思い出してあなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。さあベアトリーチェ、あなたも私と一緒に復唱、一緒にお歌を歌いましょう。そうすればすぐに終わりますよ。あなたの苦痛が少しでも早く終わります。そうだ、お師匠様と一緒にお歌を歌うなんてどれくらいぶりかな。 一緒に。さあさあ、あなたがどんな姿をしていたの。さあさあ、あなたがどんな姿をしていたのか。
When the two of them began to recite the same song, more and more gold butterfly danced around, swarming around Beatrice.
大丈夫ですよ。あなたは私の弟子であることを失いますが、私の仕えるお嬢様であることに変わりはありません。そうしたらまた一緒にご本を読んで差し上げましょう。リンゴのパイを焼いて差し上げましょう。昔のように。さあさあ、思い出してごらんなさい。
What?
思い出し、そろそろ思い出せてきなあ。
Oh, of course she's tricking
あ
her.
なたの後ろにあるそれ、思い出したかな。
Of course there was a tree.
これは。
When the predecessor Beatrice looked behind her, there was an eerie hedgehog curled up there. No, it was herself. It was another predecessor Beatrice, whose whole body had been packed with ballista shots, lying there like a pink cushion doll.
さあさあ、思い出し、あなたがどんな姿。違うか。さあさあ、あなたがどう。
What? So, wait. The predecessor Beatrice was tan. Her form glory began to fade away.
これはいつの馬に。最初に呼んだのは双剣の塔ではない、四つ子の塔だったの。お師匠様の左右はるかに潜んだ隠し塔が描くセブンスランクルークの死の境界線を。
Of course, the big explanation.
お師匠様はのこのこと踏み越えてきてくれた。
Of course, this is Umineko.
No, but this is the classic. In reality, I won since the beginning. I fooled you because at that moment where you were distracted, I actually had this thing in my pocket, and now and that signed my victory and all of that stuff.
チェックの発生が遅れてしまったことだけはマナー違反。率直に謝ろうぞ。
The battle had been decided at the very beginning. The war it had been over since the time predecessor leaned forward, raising her only spear to attack Beatrice, who had been wedged between the shoulder towers. The end towers looking on either side had battered her in a windstorm ballista shot 720 parts from both sides, pinning and killing her. However, Beatrice hadn't wanted to beat herself like that. She wanted to let her teacher make her next move, and they continued acting so the game was still on. She had immediately revived her with the endless power that made her continue the games. This thing, explanation like this, it's I'm not kidding. This is a big thing in tokusatsu from the 80s. When the scene stops, there's a great explanation, a big explanation from the narrator of the voice, a voiceover from the narrator that explain what the power is, and then the scene continues. Then the predecessors only remembered that she had already been killed and began to vanish completely. When she did, the spear that appears Beatrice also vanished. So she basically retroactively won. Ah, yeah, true. Beatrice finally landed on the ground. There wasn't even a trace of a scar.
楽しかったぞ。お師匠様、また遊びたくなったらいつでも蘇らせてやる。それで適当に遊んだら死体だったことをまた思い出させてやるからさ。なあ、ちゃんとあんたの言いつけは守ってるぜ。おもちゃは遊び終わったらちゃんとおもちゃ箱にしまいましょうって。
Yeah, okay.
楽勝でございますかな。
愚かな心象だ。四つ子島で騙せてなかったら死んでおったのはさすがはお師匠さんだが、 これで胸が張れるというもの。わらわは今こそお師匠ロノウェ、お師匠様の亡骸をもう少しマシにしておけ。わらわもそこまで敬意を失ってはおらぬでな。
かしこまりま。今宵の第一の晩は少々派手に暴れ、少しは片付けも必要でしょう。すぐに取り掛かります。ヤギたちよ、お片付けの時間ですよ。
Of course, again. When Robert snapped his finger, blazing sparking lights began to blink open in the shadow and darkness, becoming goat-headed attendants that appeared one after another. One by one, they wordlessly stood at attention in a line behind Ronova's back.
この度は6人の遺体をどのようにいたします。また密室形式に。
わらわは今ロノウェに任す。バトラーを悩ませるようなとびっきりの密室を頼むぞ。
かしこまりました。それではとびきりの。
Okay.
This would be a nice place to where to stop.
Are they gonna talk for a lot, or should we finish the thing here?
From what I remember, there's a pretty important dialogue that
Here.
starts here and continues for a bit.
Okay, so it's better to
So
stop
I'm not too sure.
here, just to be sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, this scene was so good. I'm so happy.
Okay, no, honestly, how did he do it well in the anime?
Let me show you. If you want, I think we can go like in the just chatting scene, and I can show you while we're still here, or I can show you later.
It's okay. You can show me later. It's okay.
Okay, I will show you
I would
later.
have to set
It's
up.
amazing.
I would have to set
It's
up
amazing.
everything for the both of us again, and it's gonna be a lot of time. So.
Yeah, no. I will show you later.
That's okay.
Did you like it? Did
A
you like
lot,
it?
a lot. It was very tokusatsu. It was very Yu-Gi-Oh! And yes, I loved it.
I'm glad.
I loved it. It's amazing. 10 out of 10. It was also in a very high scale since the beginning, and I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah. This is like the most magic in a scene, in a couple of scenes ever.
I see. No, it was great. Very well done and very effective. Also, I have to be honest, you could really see the scene, even if it was like 4 PNGs repeated
Yeah.
3 times, basically.
Yes.
Very well done. Very well done. Honestly, very well done. Nothing to say about that. Okay. So we should stop here, I suppose.
Yep.
Oh, oops, whatever. Batora!
Hey, Butler! Have you seen it? Mita.
Yeah, more or less like that. These, you know, what's the closest thing to this that can come into my mind? It's the mecha fight. It's the closest thing you can imagine when in big scale.
Yeah.
In big scale, it's the closest thing that can come to my mind. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh, stuff like that. But I mean it in the best way possible.
You know, understandable. You know, it also came to mind, so yes.
There were even the people that said, "Oh my god, that's a very strong attack. She's so strong. Is that possible for her to win?" Something like that. Amazing. The Renove and the stakes were there just for that.
Yes.
The speedwagon of the situation, basically. By the way,
okay.
So we are going to bed.
Yeah.
Next stream for me, and I think for Offie as well, is gonna be Silent Hill F. Me in 2 days.
Another one
Oh, you have
first.
another one first. Okay, what do we have first?
I have a Project Diva in 2 days, and then in 3 days, Silent Hill.
Okay, I have Silent Hill in 2 days, and then in 4 days I have Silent Hill.
Silent Hill.
I have double Silent. This is the Ryukishi 07 week, as I said.
Week, yes.
It's full about him. Only him.
We like the writing. What can we do?
Yeah, I've been. Yeah. I said,
Yeah.
you know what? At this point, I'm going full Ryukishi, and that's it.
Understandable.
By the way, thank you everyone for being here. Oh, just want to say, Offie never played. I think you never played horror game, right? Like that.
I played Slenderman a long time ago, but I don't think it's the same
The 8
thing.
pages thing on that thing.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay,
that one.
I see.
I played that. That's the only
that's
horror
all?
game I played.
That's
probably.
I mean,
Yeah.
okay, I see. I honestly,
I'm scared.
honestly, usually Silent Hill is pretty scary, so just prepare yourself. Just saying.
That's why I told you. Yeah, I can't play, but I want to play live, hopefully with someone in chat, because that way I'm not gonna be.
That's
as
okay.
scared.
I am honestly interested seeing you play another game.
Okay. I'm scared, but it's Rikishi. I want to know.
Okay, everyone.
Why?
Thank you for being here, and don't forget to go look at Offie's Scare stream. The stream where she's gonna poop her pants.
Yes.
Bye bye and good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.